Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. And guests, thank you for joining us, and I hope that you get as much out of this as I have. My speech today is about sacrifice. We all have our own definitions of sacrifice and what that may mean. We might understand a sacrifice pop fly in baseball or a sacrifice out, but of course with Lent arriving, we also are very familiar with the sacrifice of our good Lord. For me, sacrifice has a lot of different meanings, but often it is not unusual for somebody to approach me in a grocery store and thank me for my sacrifice. If I'm on base, in the commissary on the base, they might walk past 3 people in uniform and walk up to me and thank me for my sacrifice. That upsets me a little bit because the people that you just passed do the same thing I did. Just that my scars and evidence of what I've been through is a little more evident than most. But other people that have served overseas with me and have seen the same things that I've seen and been involved in some of the same actions, they sacrifice the same things. I just had a bad day once. It makes it a little bit more evident. So my meaning of sacrifice is a little bit different than what you might think it is, because I know those men and women sacrifice many things to be there and be here still today. A lot of times people might push past my wife and come up to me and thank me for my sacrifice. Well, I do appreciate it. I am really appreciative, but all of you, many of you know my wife. That woman has sacrificed a tremendous amount to be married to me. Granted, I'm a great guy and everything like that, but she has sacrificed. She was a pediatric ICU nurse, and that was her passion, taking care of children. She wanted to be the best nurse she could because our youngest son had mitochondrial disease and was not supposed to live into his teens. He was having over 100 seizures a day. Once he became better and I came involved in her life, I was able to help take care of Noah so she could pursue her career as a nurse. And now she's a nurse practitioner. But when she saw the difficulties I was having when I was going to the VA with all my surgeries, she saw how difficult it was for the procedure of getting the referral for the next step, the multiple different doctors I had to go to, what doctors I had to go to, because I had no idea, because all my time in my military career was you go do this and you go do that, and it's like, okay, nod your head and go on. They know what they're talking about. I might not. So she sacrificed her career and her love for pediatric nursing to go to the VA. She wanted to better know the VA because she says you can't talk shit about them if you don't know what they're doing. So she went there to learn what they did. Now she is a member of leadership. She runs the prosthetics department for quality management for Florida and South Georgia, and she helps take care of veterans across the state, and she has continually improved what she does for all the veterans around us. A lot of those veterans have sacrificed tremendously, just as I have. You might not see their scars, and of course we've all seen veterans that have lost their legs or their arms, and you automatically think, oh, they sacrificed. But what about their buddy that was in the fighting hole next to him and saw the injuries that he received, or received a gunshot wound that you might not see? So there's a lot of different sacrifices that we all have. I think about the law enforcement across our country, and even before everything that's going on right now, there are a lot of troubling times going on in our country, and our law enforcement go out there and do their job to the best of their abilities, and we all have seen some of the things that they have to put up with day after day after day, and they are making mistakes, and their mistakes will be made, but they sacrifice many hours at home with their family. They sacrifice the stress. You know, I might have deployed, I spent about 4 years in Iraq, a little over 4 years in Iraq, in multiple wars. Police officers and law enforcement, they do this for 20 years, 30 years. And if you think about the larger cities like Chicago, Los Angeles, they put up with the same thing, the same criminals they might have arrested a dozen times. And they have to do this day after day after day. And a lot of times they sacrifice their sanity in doing so. It is very difficult, and you can understand how mistakes are made. And sometimes you have to admit, if people are throwing rocks at you every day and cursing you or saying they're going to go to your house and kill your family or burn down your house, eventually you might lose your cool. You have to understand the sacrifices they're making to protect us daily, every day. I lost a lot of friends overseas. I knew a lot of men and women that gave their lives for this country. People come up to me and thank me for my sacrifice. Thank you for the loss of your nose and your ears. Thank you for the sacrifice of your hand. I love this country. This country gave me opportunities that I did not have. I didn't know what I was going to do when I graduated high school. I didn't know where I was going to go, what I was going to do with my life. And the military gave me an option. It gave me a future. It gave me the opportunity to go to school. I did not lose my ears. I didn't lose my nose. I did not sacrifice my hand. I gave it. I gave it to this country, and I gave it to each of you. I gave it in defense of the country I love and support, and I would do it again today. Thank you all. Good.